Imagine an empire so vast it stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the Danube River, spanning a staggering 9 million square miles at its peak. This was the Mongol Empire, a force so formidable that it reshaped the course of history. Born from humble beginnings, it rose under the strategic leadership of Genghis Khan, expanding from the heart of Asia to the Levant and Baltic regions. The Mongol Empire was more than just a military powerhouse. It was a testament to human ambition and strategic genius. However, even the greatest of empires faced challenges. The Mongol Empire was no exception. Internal conflicts, failed invasions, and governance issues eventually led to its fragmentation into smaller khanates. The empire's legacy, however, endures as a symbol of fierce conquest and expansive rule. Now, let's embark on a journey through time, dissecting the rise and fall of this colossal empire. The year is 1206, and a man named Genghis Khan unites the Mongolian tribes under his leadership. This charismatic leader, born into a nomadic lifestyle, would rise to become the founder of the largest contiguous empire in history. His name would become synonymous with both conquest and unity, shaping civilizations far beyond the Mongolian steppes. Genghis Khan's military genius was unparalleled. He developed superior strategies that emphasized mobility and speed, using his cavalry to devastating effect. His horsemen were swift, their deadly arrow attacks striking fear into the hearts of their enemies. These tactics, coupled with a skilled use of spies and propaganda, allowed him to conquer regions from China to the Levant and Baltic areas. But Genghis Khan's reign was not just about military victories. His leadership brought about profound transformation and innovation within his empire. Under his rule, the Mongols controlled vital trade routes, fostering economic growth and cultural exchange. Despite the destructive force of his campaigns, Genghis Khan also understood the importance of governance, implementing systems that would keep his vast empire together. His conquests were extensive, stretching from Eastern Europe to the Indian subcontinent. Cities like Beijing fell under his might, and his impact on these regions was enduring. He left a legacy of cultural annihilation, yes, but also of unification. Under his rule, disparate tribes and kingdoms were brought together, creating a sense of shared identity. Genghis Khan's death in 1227 marked the end of an era, but his legacy lived on in his successors. His children and grandchildren, leaders like Ögedei Khan and Kublai Khan, would continue his work, further expanding the empire and shaping the course of history. The story of Genghis Khan is thus a testament to the profound influence a singular vision can have on the world. Under Genghis Khan's successors, the Mongol Empire expanded even further, reaching its zenith in the mid-13th century. The empire continued to grow under the strategic leadership of Genghis Khan's son, Ögedei Khan. His reign was characterized by significant conquests, extending the empire's reach into new territories, from China to the Levant and Baltic regions. Ögedei Khan's military successes were attributed not only to the superior strategy and cavalry mobility inherited from his father, but also to his skilled use of spies and propaganda. This was an empire that understood the power of information, using it deftly to conquer and control. Under the rule of Kublai Khan, another of Genghis Khan's successors, the empire's expansion was driven by a mix of ideological imperialism, desire for control over trade routes, and pursuit of plunder. Kublai Khan's reign marked the unification of China and the spread of Chinese culture, a significant cultural and political impact that is still felt today. The Mongol Empire's domination of trade routes, from the Pacific Ocean to the Danube River and the Persian Gulf, facilitated the movement of goods and ideas across its vast territory. This not only enriched the empire economically, but also contributed to a unique cultural exchange that shaped the course of history. The empire's aggressive expansion under Genghis Khan's successors led to significant destruction in some regions. Yet it also resulted in cultural fusion, innovation, and enduring transformation. The Mongols' legacy is a testament to the profound influence a nomadic society could have on shaping civilizations. However, the Mongol Empire was not destined to last. The seeds of its decline were already sown. The empire that had once seemed invincible began to crumble under the weight of its own success. Internal strife and external pressures started to gnaw at the vast expanse of the Mongol Empire, signaling the beginning of its decline. The empire, which had expanded rapidly under the leadership of Genghis Khan and his successors, began to face significant challenges. First, let's talk about the internal strife. The death of Genghis Khan in the mid-13th century sparked the Toluid Civil War, a bitter feud for succession between his brothers Kublai Khan and Arik Bokeh. This conflict, lasting half a decade, tore at the fabric of the empire, weakening it from within. This wasn't a solitary event. Over time, the empire was marked by infighting, power struggles, and succession crises, each chipping away at the unity that had once been its strength. Failed invasions too played a part in the empire's decline. The Mongols' attempts to invade Japan in the late 13th century, for instance, ended in disaster due to the infamous kamikaze or divine winds, which decimated their fleet. Such failures were costly, both financially and in terms of morale, and they underscored the limits of Mongol power. Then there was the Black Death. This catastrophic plague swept across Eurasia in the 14th century, leaving millions dead in its wake. The Mongol Empire, with its vast trade networks and interconnected cities, was particularly susceptible. The impact was devastating, further destabilizing the empire and exacerbating its problems. Lastly, the rise of the Ming dynasty in China signaled a major external challenge. The Ming successfully overthrew the Yuan dynasty, the Mongol Khanate in China, effectively ending Mongol rule there. In sum, a combination of internal strife, failed invasions, and external pressures, compounded by the devastation of the Black Death, led to the gradual decline of the Mongol Empire. The empire that had once conquered much of the known world, from China to the Levant and Baltic regions, was slowly fragmenting, its once mighty power waning. By the late 13th century, the once formidable Mongol Empire had fragmented into smaller khanates. The vast empire, which had once stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the Danube River and the Persian Gulf, was now a shadow of its former self. Internal strife and failed invasions were gradually gnawing away at the heart of this empire. The death of Genghis Khan in the year 1227 marked the end of an era of conquest and expansion. The empire continued to grow under his successors, but the seeds of decline had been sown. The Toluid Civil War, a power struggle between Genghis Khan's grandsons, created a deep rift within the empire, further weakening its unity and strength. Failed invasions, such as those of Japan, drained the empire's resources and morale. The Mongols, once feared for their swift horsemen and deadly arrow attacks, were slowly losing their edge. A devastating blow came in the form of the Black Death, a pandemic that swept across Eurasia in the 14th century, claiming countless lives and further destabilizing the empire. The rise of the Ming dynasty in China marked a significant shift in power dynamics. The Mongols, who had once ruled over China under Kublai Khan's Yuan dynasty, were now on the defensive. Over time, the Mongol Empire was assimilated into the cultures and societies it had once dominated. The fall of the Mongol Empire exemplifies the complexities of defining an empire's end. Formal collapse may occur, but remnants of the empire may persist long after. The Mongol Empire, for instance, despite its fall, left an indelible mark on history. Their innovative military tactics, cultural traditions, and the unification of vast territories under a single rule are aspects of their legacy that continue to influence the world. The Mongol Empire had fallen, but its legacy as fierce warriors and shapers of history endures to this day. From the ashes of their empire, the Mongols have left us a testament of their strength and resilience, a testament that continues to echo through the annals of history.